Welcome to another casted game of the pro level variety featuring GL TheViper playing as the Chinese versus Lucifron playing as the Delhi Sultanate. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've got Lucifron on the northwest corner of the map. The map is Altai, so we've got some mountains here, and he is opening up with a mosque right away and going to gold? Excuse me? Oh my gosh! He's going to start... Oh! Oh, I love it. He's going to trade a prelate or a scholar. I've thought about doing this, but I'm not crazy enough. He's opened with double mosque and gold. Holy cow. I'm sorry. As much as I want to see what Viper's doing right now, this is lit. What is about to happen? This is absolutely... I'm speechless. I can't believe he's doing it. He's got a scholar in queue. He's got 2 mosques. He's got his gold. He's now chopping wood. Oh, we're going to check back in on this one. Holy cow, Lucifron. Getting me all excited already. Okay, what's going on over here? For the Viper, China, he's got an idle villager right now. Maybe he is just as stunned that his opponent has 2 mosques and got gold too, but it does look like he has dropped down his mining camp. Initial villagers there on the sheepy sheeps getting his food that he needs, and we have a villager on the lumber camp. Is he training Imperial official? Not yet. Not quite yet. I'm sure he'll have one out this very soon. And doing a little bit of scouting. Looks like Viper went right down the middle. So he will assumingly see this opening and get a little intel right out of the gate. So now we have 2 scholars. Now, you might wonder why I'm so excited about this. He's training a scholar in the Dark Age, which costs 150 gold. This is a lot more versus with the Dome of Faith. It's going to be half the cost in the Second Age, which is usually when people start producing scholars. And this speeds up the production rate of his techs here. So he's going to get Sanctity in faster. He's going to get Forestry, which he needs to queue up faster. He's going to get Wheelbarrows. Ah, boy. Okay, now Lucifron's a pro, but I'll tell you, on this map, survival techniques is the way to go first. Look at how this hunt. Look how close this is to his base. This is why you go for survival techniques on this map. But Wheelbarrow's good too. The age-old debate. Which one again? Wheelbarrow or survival techniques? Okay, so this should be very interesting. Is he training more? No, he's not. So he's going to be getting Sanctity in about 1 minute and 43 seconds. This might be a world record Sanctity in the Dark Age here. Bringing back a few sheep. Let's see what's going on with Viper over here. Just continuing to get some food, some gold, working towards age up. You know what? I'm surprised right now. Why don't we see Tang Dynasty here in the middle of the map? Is that only after age up? Usually I thought that shows in these playbacks. I don't know what's happened, but I'm not going to ask questions. I'm pretty happy about it. So right now doing a little bit more scouting. Now, for the Delhi Sultanate, if you're not familiar, when they capture these sacred sites, they generate 200 gold per minute. There's 3 of them, so that's a total of potential of 600 gold per minute. Thank you to W333 for the Twitch Prime sub. Enjoy your Fitz Prime and your elephant emotes. We are live on Twitch if you're watching this on YouTube right now. And that's why you hear the beautiful Fox flute theme going on. So we do have, it does look Sanctity and efficient production. Oh my gosh, and he's a barracks down in the Dark Age. I am so excited about this build. I feel like we might even have to just like go back and break down this build order after this and halt the coaching, because this is so exciting. I'm a Delhi main, so I get really excited about this. Is he gonna put him in the barracks for efficient production? I thought he might. Well, he's just gonna go out and take the sacred sites. Oh, efficient production's not in yet, right? Okay, still got 30 seconds, so he's almost got it. Wow, just wow. What a fun opening here. So going to take the sacred site, and this is at the 4 minute and 5 second. Oh, let's see. When's he get the research? He's almost got it. In 20 seconds, it will begin. So at about the 4 minute 30 second mark. Now he does have a spearman to protect that, and we see this Viper has gone up with the Barbican of the Sun, a defensive landmark for the Chinese. So this will secure the front of his base. On a map that's rather narrow, right? You got these 2 mountain passes on either side. Going for the hunt there in the back, we do see the Imperial official is working on that mill. He's, what's it called? It's not empowering, supervise. I always think of empowering. If you play Age of Mythology, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, supervising is what they're doing. You can see there makes it so they produce faster. and receives more resources. What's going on down here? We got a wolf engaging our scholar out on the map, but the spearman is there with his big pokey thing, ready to stop him. But this is going to be great. Actually, you know what's going to happen? I've thought about this before. You only have to get, you know, right? You don't have to collect any gold to age up if you do something like this, right? So even though he chopped for gold or mined for gold there at the beginning, these sacred sites are going to generate the gold he needs to get to the next age very quickly. So these will be a total of 400 gold per minute. And man, really liking this build. Let's see how this works out for Lucifron. Now, China, generally a rather defensive civilization. In my experience, that we do see Viper going out with some spears, trying to contest, probably not expecting that Lucifron would already be here. This is a crazy time. And Lucifron has more spearmen than him. He's putting down a tower. He's got a scholar to heal them. He's going to be able to take any engagements that might happen here at the moment. Now, I mentioned this to people a lot of times, and I'm kind of curious. And Lucifron's not doing it. So when you are standing on the sacred site, the enemy can see that through the fog of war. Okay, you see how you can see that? So I always think it'd be better off, unless you're like trying to flex your army, to sit right off the site so that you could, like, if he didn't know he had all these spearmen, he could have had the hop on him when he showed up here. So something I would like to see maybe. Okay, there we go. Villagers taking attack. Oh, we stop it. Scholar healing. Villager in distress. But it does look like the spearmen are going to save him. With the scholar healing, he was able to keep that villager alive. Oh my gosh, we got quite the fight going on here. 6 minute, 20 second mark. Working on his age up right now, probably with the Dome of Faith, I can only imagine. Oh man, it's just a battle, and down goes the villager, stopping this outpost just about 150 res shy of being complete. So a good pickup for Viper, and now his spearman numbers. Well, let's see here. Let's see. Probably some micro. This is kind of even. But he's got the healing of the scholars. The scholar's still alive. The scholar is alive, doing some healing here. But you don't want to lose some units here. Now, these are hardened spearmen versus... Oh, I mean, that's the difference. Get out. You can't take this fight. You got to back up. Maybe he's just trying to get the gold. Maybe he just wants that gold for another minute. Okay, if he can get that outpost up, this could make a big difference. Oh, my gosh. Villager going for it. Will he stay alive? Oh, no! 2 villagers down. Cancels the outpost. Wow, yes, this Viper guy does seem to be pretty good. It's almost like he was the champion of the Genesis tournament from last weekend. Spoiler alert. If you didn't know that already, you've been living under a rock. So, not what Lucifron wanted, but one thing I do like. Look at this. Look how much gold Lucifron has. He is doing okay with this gold count right now. And it's only about the 7 minute 40 second mark, and he hasn't mined any gold. Now, coming out to contest this, you see he's pulled his scholar off because he knows it's going to be an issue. Actually, if he had left that spearman there, he could have maybe dealt with that scout. We'll see if he runs back. He might. Yes, he is. He's going back for it. He says, nope. But he's going to need some archers very quickly to deal with this. Now, the good thing is he does have efficient production ready to go. So he can garrison these scholars, and he can get times 2 archer production and be able to outproduce Viper, and we got a big spearman army. Archers will do really well against that. Defending the sacred site down to the south. Let's see what's going on with the Viper back at home. He's got a barracks and an archery range. Nothing else too fancy. I did hear the sound of some trading going on from across the map from Lucifron, so that means he does have his market down. He is trading that gold for food and wood, and was he throwing down 2 blacksmiths? So he's going to be pumping out those technologies. He currently has... no scholars are currently garrisoned. So you will maybe want to get on that to speed those techs up, but nonetheless, good to start this techs now. Holding the sacred site for the time being, but we do see some pikes moving in to deal with it. Is he getting hardened spearmen? Is he sticking with... Yes, he is getting some the upgraded there. It is free Fidelity Sultanate, but it takes long. But he does have a scholar garrison inside there, doubling the speed. And now look, meanwhile, mid-map, he's got his archers and pikes, and though they've moved down to the southwest, he'll lose that sacred site, but he's going to pick up the middle sacred site. What is going on with Viper? Viper is putting down his astronomical clock tower, which is going to produce those super strong siege engines there. You can see there, he gets some plus 50% health, so it is absolute monster. And I think Lucifron's going to be here in the second age for a little bit longer, so some siege units could really throw a wrench in his plan at the moment. Man, I'd wonder what would happen if he had finished this tower, but there we go. Viper does pop age 3. And let's see if he starts queuing up. There we go. Springalds. Let's see the Springalds in the chat, everyone. You got them. Throw them up there. We've got the most OP unit in the game, the Clock Tower Springald. I think this is literally, actually, I don't know if the Clock Tower Springald or the Roost Springald is more feared. I think they're both equally very scary. I'll leave that up to chat to decide. Thank you so much to Stomp Boxing's coming in with that follow over on Twitch. There we go. Rogue's got the Springalds in the chat. Okay, so we've got archers defending the sacred site. Lots of archers, a little bit of spears, but yeah, there's that Springald. How's he going to deal with that right now? I think he would need to rush it down with some spears, which he is doing. And honestly, spears are great options for countering clock towers. They're cheap, and they do the same amount of torch damage as a men-at-arms, because you do torch damage for Springalds. So are scouts, but we are going to lose a scholar down in the southwest. He will lose the site. I'm curious, he maybe has not tried to take the north side. I think he could have walked up here. It looks like it's completely non-contested, but he needs to pull back. These Springalds, every time they fire, just doing so much damage, 60 damage range. So, you know, you can see that taking him down to just 10 HP with each of those shots. Okay, so is he aging up himself? He is throwing down the House of Learning up front. Man, Springald could come up and start sniping villagers here. We do have some palace guards, which is a unique unit for the Chinese. It's basically their man-at-arms unit. And you look at them running out there. It's going to be hard to counter right now without a huge mass of archers, but it looks like he is going to get his House of Learning up. Boom! Look at that villager sniped. One shot. These villagers have 50 HP, so in fact they need the textiles to be able to survive two Springald shots. But yeah, losing a villager there. And Springald just rolling it, not scared. Doesn't even have much of an army even to protect it. But Viper just putting on the pressure here with those early Springalds. Losing a few villagers in the meantime. Some villagers going down up to the north too. Let's take a look at the military difference so far. Viper's lost 13 units versus Lucifron's 21 units, and now he is starting to position himself to charge that clock tower. He really needs to finish this barrack so he can start getting some man-arms out here on the field. You see he has trained up a man-arms. Looking at the food though right now, I'm a little bit worried. He needs to be either on these berries or on this food. Does he have sheep? He's got a few sheep, but no food income right now is a little concerning right now for Lucifron. And he's lost quite a few villagers. Look at the villager count. 34 villagers for Lucifron versus the 39 of Viper. And we see the Springalds have just been sniping so many units. He's just rolling Springalds out like they're tanks on the battlefield. Doesn't even have anything around him. One palace guard. He's just sniping things everywhere. We hear the sound of some trading going on at the marketplace. What was he buying? Did he just buy wood? Maybe he's trying to drop a siege workshop. Healing up these archers since they were shot by some Springalds. They do have 70 HP, so they can survive 2 shots since these do 60 damage. Let's see what's going down here on the southeast. We've got the Imperial official going around collecting gold. Taxman's coming to get his stuff. Was he? Wait, no. Now he is supervising. In fact, now hold on. Is there interest in supervising a clock tower? Is that in fact what he's doing? Does it make it generate gold faster? Or it makes it produce, I'm sorry, it makes it produce, yeah, duh. I was thinking about the mills. Yes, it makes it produce faster. So he's going to be just having watch, look at this. Look how quickly he's able to produce these. 10-second clock tower Springalds. These bad boys have 300 HP. He's going to have so many Springalds on the field very quickly. He already has a bunch of them. Oh my gosh. So it's just a matter of, having the eco behind it to keep the production up when you're producing them that fast. But it looks like he does. He's doing okay. Do we see any? We still both players on one town center. Got a blacksmith here. But yeah, I think we're just gonna be Springald, and then maybe he's gonna mix in some trebuchets if he can keep. Now, here's what I would say. I was gonna say if he could keep the Springald numbers higher than Lucifron's, he can just start slowly sieging this base down. But one thing that Delhi has access to is this forced march, which is almost complete. Man, the biggest thing that I've not liked here is villagers have been sniped. I mean, he's lost so many villagers, and he could have been back here on this wood line, out of harm's way. I don't know why these villagers are down front getting sniped. Oh, look at this. Man-arms being picked off as they spawn. What I was going to mention, though, with this forced march, they can turn on turbo mode. If you've seen a Zergling move with their metabolic boost, or you've seen some Marines with their stim, this, kind of like that. Here we go. Turbo's activated. In come the man-at-arms. He has got to get this, and I think he will. Those man-at-arms chasing down the springalds, getting that torch damage, and even though they have tons of HP, quickly wiping those out, though we do have a few crossbows, in fact, on the back line, shooting these, and just like that, evening the odds, taking out those springalds very, very quickly. But at what cost? He's got villagers going down in the back line, more and more villagers. He had a ton of villagers sniped there. I'm afraid, even though this is a great pickup for Lucifron, will it be enough? Looking at the score, it does indicate that he is a little bit ahead right now. He will want to get back to these sacred sites. But Viper can certainly reproduce those units very quickly, but low on resources at the moment. So a huge grab for Lucifron, and I highly recommend if you're playing as the Deli Sultanate, this is how you deal with springalds. Don't try to make your own springalds. He would have struggled matching. It would have been a huge risk, but chase him down with those man-at-arms. The slaughter of the springalds this day in history. Yes, that's exactly what that was. So going out now to try to grab these. You don't want to be going there, Scholar. You don't want to be going there. Trouble awaits you ahead. Turn back. Okay, he is sitting short of that sacred site. Meanwhile, these two palace guards have been a thorn in Lucifron's side. He's currently sitting on, let's see how many villagers. 47 versus 27 villagers. Viper has literally doubled the villagers, so all Viper needs to do right now is play time. Though he's low on army, he will have the eco to reproduce and match this. How is Lucifron going to match the eco of Viper right now from this position? I think the only option is he has to have the sacred sites. That's the only way he's going to try to even the odds. We do have, these are crossbows, not to be confused with their unique unit in the second age, as you do. These are crossbows, which will counter the men-at-arms quite effectively. And it has his force march has recharge if he wants to chase in here and grab these clock tower springalds. Yeah, the springs are definitely rolling right now. They are rolling. Okay, so more and more man-at-arms being charged. Some archers out on the map. There we go, grabbing the southwest sacred site. He hasn't attempted to take the northern one yet. Okay, so these springalds positioning themselves behind the sacred site. Let's check in and see what's going on here. If we look at the military, I mean, look at this difference here. Viper's lost 31 units. Lucifron has lost 60 units. And this also includes, all those villagers that have died. Look at the income per minute. Look at those numbers right now. Lucifron versus Viper. You can see Viper is in the lead there. Let's go back to the current resource proof. Now, here we go. We've got another charge of the man-at-arms up on the springalds. Do we have another springald slaughter on our hands? It does look like a few of these are going down. So another good pickup for Lucifron. I don't know if he's going to finish these off. I think he will commit to killing these. But down here, it looks like we do have man-at-arms facing these palace guards. Now, does he have his upgrade in? I think he does. Yes, he does. So he has honed blade. So he has +3 attack on these man-at-arms. But these are crossbows, so that's not something he wants to be facing. So getting in that villager right, finally taking out a few villagers of Viper, but taking some shots from the Barbican of the Sun landmark. And Viper does have a second town center. I'm not sure exactly when he popped that one down there. We do have some man-at-arms finally coming in and idling Viper for the first time this game. Now, archers are great counters to crossbows, so Lucifron is definitely training the counter to these units. But it does look like the sacred site did go down. I think he could have contested that if he was watching. Meanwhile, man-at-arms just running around trying to idle Viper's base. But he's going to be taking a lot of town center fire, taking fire from these landmarks. Still no... Oh, you see why he's... Okay, maybe this is why he hasn't gone for the northern side. I'm not sure how early this... I saw this wall segment. I think this came down later, though. So right now, just trying to poke at Viper's base. And for being behind and for the economy, Lucifron's doing a great job at really dominating the battlefield with his man-at-arms. He's had 2 giant picks up on these springalds. And these springalds, even though they are strong units, are expensive. 200 gold, 200 wood. Actually not that expensive, but you certainly don't want to be losing big batches of them. And it does look like a Viper is trying to throw down a keep right now. Will Lucifron spot this, and will he let this happen? Now, It's hard to say through the fog of war. Sometimes it's glitched if you can actually see this, but you could at least see the foundation. If he looks on the map, should know that this is being built. But honestly, I don't think anything he can do to stop this at this point. This is just about complete. And this will be where the springalds will really shine, standing by these keeps. It'll help prevent attacks like this, or at least make them a lot more costly. And it looks like a springald is going to go down, but now we've got this keep starting to fire on the man-at-arms of Lucifron. What's going on up here? We got some berry gathering to the northwest with a tower to protect any second town center. He's still sitting on one town center. He does not have any sacred sites right now. And there we go. It looks like GG is called in favor of the Viper. A very unique Lucifron opening, and I really liked it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this going to become the new Delhi meta, to get gold first and open with double sacred site into training a scholar in the first age? I think maybe there's some things that could have gone different in the second age, but these guys are the pros. I'll let their gameplay speak for themselves. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this cast of games, and I'll see you over in the next one.